Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. In order to further curb the shipment of chip semiconductors, the United States has revised relevant regulations several times and signed a trilateral agreement with Japan and the Netherlands to restrict the export of 23 types of Japanese semiconductor products and restrict the shipment of mainstream deep ultraviolet lithography machines. Japan has announced a long time ago that it will impose export controls on 23 types of semiconductor products. The Netherlands has stated that it will cooperate with the United States to jointly control the main importing countries of deep ultraviolet exposure machines. But ASML claims that China is a very critical market, and it will continue to export products to the United States. After Huawei Mate 60 Pro started selling, ASML has stated that the relevant documents they submitted to the Netherlands have been approved and will produce optical equipment such as 2000i in the Chinese market. After the three companies signed a cooperation, ASML was the first to disclose that since the second quarter, it has accelerated the speed of shipping lithography machines. It was only 8% in the first half of the year, 24% in the second and third quarters, and 24% in the fourth quarter. 46%. ASML also made it clear that it will export $5.5 billion of lithography machines to China next year, of which about 90 lithography machines will have shipping regulations clarified in the United States, and is optimistic about China's sales in 2024. ASML announced the continued supply of domestic DUV lithography machines. Other semiconductor manufacturers have also followed suit. Samsung and SK Hynix have received permanent exemptions and can operate in local production bases and integrate more high-end products. The equipment is sent to local production bases. Later, TSMC also stated that they would request a permanent exemption and expected that there would be no problem in obtaining a permanent exemption. NVIDIA has also issued a new notice. Some products, including the A800, have been discontinued, and 3 more products will be added, all targeting the A800 and others. Foreign media have pointed out that ASML has opened a hole in photolithography machines and other products, and other semiconductor industries have also imitated and exported products to China. Due to the inability to ship products, these semiconductor giants suffered a huge loss. The first is the third quarter report released by Qualcomm. Both revenue and profit plummeted, and net profit plummeted by more than 50%. Currently, it only has $1.8 billion, and it is forced to re-enter the personal computer chip market. The damage to storage equipment such as Samsung was even more severe. According to data, Samsung had a large inventory of chips in 9 months, causing losses of more than $70 billion in more than 9 months. Even chip manufacturers such as TSMC and ASML have seen a significant decline in revenue and announced a new round of price increases, most of which are focused on 7nm and above processors. Both TSMC and Intel are cutting orders for lithography machines. ASML also announced new orders for this year, which dropped by 40% compared with the same period last year. The demand for extreme ultraviolet lithography machines has also declined. Secondly, Huawei and others are cooperating with local industrial chains to replace them with a large number of domestically produced chips and components. For example, Kirin chips, which were originally produced by TSMC, are now produced locally. Data shows that currently about 75% of SMIC's chips are produced by domestic companies, and the Weijia family personally led a delegation to China in the hope of getting more chip orders. There are reports that China's production lines are already capable of producing Juvia lithography machines with a 7 nanometers process. The Kirin 9000 series of chips are all made in China, not Media's 7 nanometers process. The same is true. After Huawei's Mate 60 Pro went on sale, companies such as ASML also announced 2000i and other EUV lithography equipment that can reduce the size to 5 nanometers. Most importantly, Huawei has announced that its chip self-sufficiency rate has reached 70%, and it has called on domestic companies to increase local support and accelerate the development of China's semiconductor industry. In order to cultivate the competitiveness of domestic chips and enable them to compete with the United States and other countries, China must have an independent spirit. Especially in the field of lithography machines, although China can still rely on the supply of ASML, China must not take it lightly. China should speed up the research and development process of domestic lithography machines and improve its technical level. After all, chips are not divine creations, but man-made ones. Since Western countries can achieve success, China can do the same. As long as China adheres to the spirit of independent research and development, I believe that China can not only own 5 nanometers chips, but also EUV lithography machines. To sum up, both Huawei's counterattack and the recovery of the domestic chip industry demonstrate China's strength and potential in the field of science and technology. This is the result of China's insistence on independence and continuous efforts. As long as China maintains its independent thinking and innovative spirit, I believe that China will not only win the domestic market, but also show its strength on the global stage. Therefore, let China work hard together and make greater contributions to China's scientific and technological development.